So you're in the middle of an inspection and you've come across a problem. What are the steps you need to take to input the data into the system, into thermal trend? Well, for starters, we'll say we're in the main electrical room and you have an issue with the panel. So go ahead and click on panel and then go right up here to items. Down here, you're going to use these two little buttons here. This is a drop down that will give you a whole slew of different types of problems you have found. Maybe a visual, maybe you just want to make some inspection notes, but for our purposes here, we'll keep it on thermal and then just click new. And then what you'll see over here on the top left is a little red frowny face. This means that this is an open problem. Either this is a problem you found from last year that you're needing to close out this year, or in our case, a new problem. So right over here, you can go to comments and just click on it. And then you can use the drop down, and a lot of times what you need is just right here. So let's say it is a B-phase line side wire lug connection on the contactor. Alrighty. Then from here, you'll want to go to details. Now, this is a new problem, so none of this is going to be pre-populated. So make sure you get your temperature, and we're going to say this is a big problem. We're going to go 160 degrees on this, and it is, as we said, B-phase. It is important to get the load. You're going to want that. So we're going to say the load is 35. And a lot of other companies will, for their reference, they'll just use like an ambient temperature. We recommend you don't do that. So we're going to use A phase. A phase, and the reference temperature is going to be, we're going to say 100. And the load is going to be pretty similar. We're going to say this one's 33. Whoops. Okay, the rating is going to be, for the load is, we're going to say it's 45. And the ambient temperature, which is important to note, is going to be 75 degrees, and the volts for the system is 480. Wind is a determining factor, but we're going to say this is inside a building, so there's really not going to be any wind, and the environment is indoors, but you are given a whole slew of options for outdoor inspections as well. There we go, indoors. And then you can type in your probable cause and your recommendations. One thing you don't want to forget is severity. This is based off of your delta T. All right, over here, you can do this in any way. You could make 1 the worst or 4 the worst. It's, it's however you want to do it, and how the temperature, the delta T differential is. But for our purposes, I kept the numbers simple. So the delta T is 60. So this is a big deal. So where are you going to go with number 4? And make sure the date and time is correct. And as you'll see down here, if you forget what the issue is, it's right down here on component. And from there, you are good to go. One thing that is handy with all of this is when you're taking your thermal image and your standard photo, is to go to here while you're inspecting and make sure these numbers here match up with your camera, with your 2 cameras. And that way it is super easy to just input the photos later on into the system here.